is Astrid Swenson. I'm a historian at Brunel University London, and I'm interested in the history of the heritage movement. I first came across Fanny Talbot many years ago when I started working on a book on the early conservation movement in France, Germany, and England. In 1895, she gave the first donation of land to the National Trust. 4 acres of land, a cliff top above her house in Barmes, known as Dinas Olay, or Fortress of Light. She made it explicit in the deed that no stones could be quarried, no paths done, no seats erected unless they were from natural material such as stone or wood. So in other words, that the land should really be preserved in its wild character. She very much loved the view of the house she was living in, Tinifnon, and it was the cliff just above that she gave to the National Trust, whereas below there was a row of cottages that she gave to Ruskin's Guild of St. George. We know much more about the last 43 than the first 50 years of her life. She was born the daughter of a merchant in Bridgewater, Somerset, John and his wife Marianne, and she had 2 older sisters and 1 younger brother. In 1850, she married the surgeon George Tertius Talbot, and they had 1 son. When I researched her life, I was really fascinated by her friendship with Ruskin. Quite a bit has been written about this friendship, but it was always from the perspective of what that can teach us about John Ruskin, how much she immersed herself, how she corresponded with him. That correspondence could sometimes be quite strange about chess games that went on for months, but also how she integrated this friendship into her everyday life. That, for example, she made the children at the local school celebrate his birthday and bake cake for it. In many ways, like it was the Queen's birthday. She knew exactly what she wanted. Sometimes she could appear slightly difficult, even in the way she prescribed what could be done or could not be done on the land she gifted. But she really was, she seemed to have been a force of nature. The Trust has grown into Britain's largest voluntary organization. Only the AA has more members, and it is indeed the largest voluntary conservation society anywhere in Europe. From her 4 acres of coastline, there are now more than 700 miles of coastline, among the many other properties that the Trust holds. But fundamentally, it still pursues the idea that access to historic, natural, and artistic beauty is necessary for a fulfilled life, an idea already championed by Fanny Talbot 120 years ago.